3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to the Block Update podcast. It is episode 81. As usual, I'm joined by Slack Lizard, affectionately known by his mother as Jonathan, and I'm Foxy No Tail, affectionately known by my mother as Other Child.
Don't worry, she'll remember your name eventually. You live here.
Yeah. She, especially when we had foster kids, she did have a nasty habit of calling me everyone's name and then just going, "Oh, Other Child." So yeah, we did it. There was a lot of kids in the household at that time, so I can't really blame her. I don't think she did it in a nasty way, but you know, it stuck with me.
Yeah, so did apparently a lot of other things too, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As usual, we like to start the show by thanking our Patreon supporters. As you know, the Block Update podcast is now supported by Patreon, and we have 53 patrons who would like to say thank you very much to, and in particular, our Minecraft 2.0 top tier patrons. And as usual, they are James Carter, who was Lactating Monk, Stitch Fix, and The Praetor. Thank you very much to all three of you for still subscribing at that top tier. Top tier.
Top layer. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you would like to support the show, you can do by going to patreon.com/the block update. The prices are per podcast from as little as $1 per podcast. And the minimum perks you will get are access to our Patreon only feed for bonus content when we record it, which we record every week now. In fact, the one we recorded this week, Slack talked about why he's not feeling ever so well today and other things. And I talked about basically, I spoiled Starfield for everyone, didn't I? So,
yeah. Talked about your new found hatred for Starfield, yeah.
No, I love it, but I'm angry at the end. If you want to find out why a Starfield literally made me take a day off work in a big sulk, then let's check out the bonus show. The other perks you'll get are access to our Patreon-only Discord channels and a Discord role. Right.
It's no longer shiny because somebody complained about it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Slack, as usual, we get feedback every week, and I would like you to start us off with how wonderful everybody thought the show was, please.
Max John here says, just want to let you guys know that I love the show. I listened to it in the car and really miss the option to respond on the go. Once I get home, I've already forgot what to respond to what topic. That's how it happens, isn't it? You're out driving, you get a good idea, and then you forget half of it before you get home.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I listen to most of the podcasts that I listen to in the car, and I often think, oh, I'd like to write in about that and never do. So don't feel bad about it. You could safely pull over, write it down in your notes, and then respond to us when you get home, because we like it when you do, like you did.
Or get one of those little devices like writers and doctors carry around to
a pen,
get it transcribed for you. No, it's electronical. It's a voice recorder.
Oh, a dictaphone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
See, it'd be fine.
Clay H, otherwise known as Extreme Game DNA, says, "Greeting, gents. With the idea of sending things to a PO box to Foxy for root beer, you can get some Amazon on Amazon UK. A&W 2 to 4 cans from £2 to £12, or a 12-pack of Barks for £15. So I think there's a way you can add things to a wish list and have people buy it, and it will send it to your shipping address. I might be wrong, but the point is you can get it on Amazon UK if you want to. Root beer. I don't have an account with my Foxy No Tail thing. My Amazon account is with my real name, and I don't think I really want to share that with everybody.
Yeah, because I won't say how, but that's why there's sites like Throne Gifts and stuff like that, because Amazon, even if you use a wish list, it's real easy to get somebody's address from that.
Yeah. Speaking of Throne, you used to have to get an invite from a friend on that, but they're throwing out come join us left, right, and center. So I thought, I'll check it out and see what it's all about. I signed up, and now I've been getting almost daily emails going, "Hey, why haven't you done anything? So, a bit put off Throne, to be honest with you. But maybe it's an idea.
I don't like Throne because they have a really... There's a side of their site that I don't like. I'll just say that. And I don't even want to affiliate that with my streams.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're referring to, but okay. I just don't like the fact that they're called Throne. It just makes it's a bit sound arrogant, really. Just a bit like, oh, look at us. Yeah, royalty. Get out of it. Why would you call yourself throne? The other way of looking at that is, we often call in the UK the throne the toilet. The toilet's the throne. So it's either toilet or we all think that we're way better than everyone else. So no thanks.
Interesting. Right. Duchies is up next and says, "Hey guys, just a real quick one from the last episode about the dispenser minecart. Instead of it endlessly spewing out items, maybe it only dispenses items over detector rails. Thanks so much for the amazing podcast."
I assumed it would just only fire if it got a redstone signal. So yeah, either detector rail or like a redstone signal going into the track.
Well, it could work in the same concept that the minecart hopper works. If you run it over an activator rail, you lock it, so it won't let items pull through. You can run it right over hoppers, and it won't let the items go through until it runs back over an activator rail. So yeah, you could use an activator rail to determine if it was constantly on, just choo while it was going, or it would only kick on when it hit a detector rail.
Yeah, maybe. Lots of different ways of dealing with that, I guess. Okay, next piece of feedback is from Gabby, who says, "Foxy, I hope all is well. You mentioned your plight with your channel and views. I know you have a bulk of knowledge regarding the under-the-hood stuff with Minecraft. Have you considered making videos that show the process to make a texture pack or resource pack or the like? Perhaps even showing the results of making a small change to the code here and there. Doesn't need to be much or super complex, but I speak for one, of which I know there are many. I would watch those videos. Plus, you're tapping into another subset audience those who are looking to learn more about changing Minecraft to suit their needs and wants." Gabby, I've got millions of those videos. In fact, very recently, I started to do a new series, which was basically taking the wishlist ideas from this podcast and making them as add-ons and doing it as a tutorial for people to follow. But nobody followed it. They didn't like it. They used to be quite popular on my channel when I did things like that, but they, just like everything else at the moment, nobody want to watch it. So I didn't do it anymore.
Oh, yeah, like Mythbuster started off good. Now it's just dead on my channel.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
It's getting nothing now.
Everything dead on my channel.
Dead. No. All right.
The video
Clay
I did today
is
not done too badly so far, but it's nowhere near what things were. So
only thing performing for me is tutorials.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm considering that as well. Well, I don't know if I can be bothered to do tutorials.
I put out a tutorial yesterday, and it just immediately straight to number one.
Yeah.
Every tutorial I put out, just straight to number one. Like, okay, just get more comfortable with doing those, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Jeez.
Clay is up next and says, "I had an idea from the discussion about hiding armor to show skins. What if the color of the nameplate has the color of the armor they're wearing, and if it's enchanted, it will have some form of glint. That way in PvP, people would know what kind of armor they would have and if it's enchanted."
What if they've got different types of armor on? What if they've got leather boots, gold trousers, diamond chest plate, iron helmet? Doesn't work. You could have little icons above the head for each one, like a gold helmet, a diamond chest plate, something like that. That would work just under the name, little icons of the actual armor, maybe. Yeah. I just think a game rule's the simplest thing to do, because then it doesn't require any extra coding, really. Like, just either show armor or don't.
Yep, I agree. I like the game rule option.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Clay, but no thanks.
Ajax Seawolf says, "So I've been picking up on watching your podcast, and there's an individual who wanted to pet animals, and generally I agree with you not needing that feature, but it might be nice to use the pet mechanic to pacify your friend's dog who wants to eat off your face. Thank you for a podcast. I've been really enjoying them." So yeah, if you know when you accidentally upset your friend by punching them and then the dog wants to kill you, they're saying you should be able to pet that dog and then it'll be nice again.
How about just add a mechanic in where you could just feed that dog? You're not gonna, if you feed it, hey, I got a treat for you, you know?
Yeah, just to hold food and it just distracts it. Maybe that might be about a good idea. Yeah. I just don't think we need it. I don't think we need to be able to pet animals. I know people like to do it. If they put it in, I wouldn't mind, but I just don't think it's just a waste of resources that could be going into developing something useful for the game that everybody would want. So,
yeah, I agree on that. I agree. We don't need it. Genfire for the last one here says, "Loving the podcast as always. Highlight of my week to catch it live." Hmm.
Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it, mate. That is the end of the feedback. If you would like to leave us feedback, you can do by filling in the feedback form on our website, which is theblockupdate.com, or joining our Discord. The links for all of those things are in the description below. Slack, it's news time. We got a bunch of... Oh, excuse me. Just going to choke on absolutely nothing. Got a whole bunch of things to go through. Are you ready?
Okay. Whoa. What did you just do? You made... Okay.
Okay. We're going to start with Minecraft Java Edition because they have had 3 new pre-releases since the last podcast, so since last week, and they haven't really done a great deal. Apart from, you know how they changed how you search for on the recipe book on Bedrock Edition, and nobody liked it, but they've left it. Well, on Java Edition, nobody liked it, so they've took it out. No, what they've said is we received a lot of great feedback on the changes to the recipe book search in the last pre-release, as well as a number of bugs, and we don't have time to address this feedback so close to release. We've reverted the change for now, but we may look to this again in the later time. So it doesn't say that we've run out of time to fix the bugs. It says we've run out of time to address the feedback. So clearly, people weren't happy with the change and want something to change. So it's nice that they'll listen to the feedback for Java Edition on that, and they've took it out. I hope that then gets parity on Bedrock Edition, but I would doubt that it does.
Yeah, they're just going to ignore Bedrock Edition like they usually do.
Yep. Yeah. Other news in this one is the resource pack version is now gone up to 18, which is pretty much it. And there's a bunch of, bugs fixes, but we don't normally go through bug fixes in Java Edition, so I'm not going to.
No.
The next is Minecraft Java Edition pre-release 3 for 1.20.2. And this just had some bug fixes, and so did pre-release 4. That's pretty much it. The only other thing in that is they've had a data pack change that adds the damage type tag always kills armor stands for damage types that should always fully kill an armor stand. And that's it for Java Edition. So, yeah. For 3 change logs in like less than a minute, Slack. But good news!
Like it's getting close.
We got a big old beta and preview for Minecraft Bedrock Edition 1.20.40.21, and there are, although it's not a very big changelog to be fair, but there are some very interesting changes in this. The first one, I don't like. Can you believe it's like, something I don't like about a change to Bedrock Edition. It's very unusual.
Okay.
The villager trade rebalancing, as we all know, they added 7 new maps to the cartographers so that they could point to structures and other villages and things like that. And how it worked was it would only point to ones that were in unexplored chunks, which makes sense because you haven't been there yet. But don't worry, it's like they've fixed it so that they can point to structures in already explored chunks.
Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous and stupid. That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. You're going to send me back to something I've already been to.
Yeah. So let's say you've gone on to a desert village and you get a cartographer and he gives you a map to another village, right? And you go to that village and they give you a map back to that desert village. And you're like, but I've already been to that desert village. Tough. You either have to kill that villager that give you that map so that you can get a villager with a different map, or basically roll another cartographer in order to hope to get a different map.
That's dumb.
And
That's dumb.
Chances are they're all going to give you the same one. Well, maybe not. The same one of that specific village type. So let's say, I can't remember the order that they go in now because it's very convoluted and complicated, but let's say that give you a map to a plains village. Chances are if you get another one that does a map to a plains village, it's not going to be random, is it? It's going to be based on which is the closest location. So it'll just be the same one, I would imagine. So yeah, it's totally stupid.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Totally stupid. Yeah. Right. Vanilla parity changes. They've changed water splash sounds. The ambient sounds for entering and exiting water is now played only when the actor is submerged below eye level in the water, matching Java Edition. The splash sound for entering water has been updated to match Java Edition. And good news, Slack, the boss bar on the HUD is now the same color as Java Edition. And I believe that's for the wither. I believe it's now blue for the wither rather than pink.
Okay, well, why don't they do a little parody and give, Java our wither?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd go down well. I think they should.
Yeah.
They've tweeted plenty of times to say that our wither is the one that they think is the big challenge. So I think they should put that in Java Edition. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Camels can no longer dash while in lava or water, which I guess is useful. And iron golems no longer spawn naturally in 2-block high spaces where they would start suffocating, which is good because that was causing a few problems. So
it's fair.
Players are no longer affected by arrow effects if the arrow is blocked. I don't know what that means, but I guess that's good.
Well, apparently from the sounds of it, if someone were to shoot you with, like, let's say a wither arrow and you blocked it,
like with a shield.
Okay, I blocked it with my shield. Yeah, you still get the wither effect.
Okay. The next one is massive. This is a huge, huge change. You know how for a long, long time, villages, you just can't have a village in the nether because when you reload it or you unload those chunks, it just breaks?
Yeah.
Well, that's because the villages that were set up in the end of the nether were saved to the overworld, as if there were villages in the overworld. So now, villages in the end of the nether are no longer saved to the overworld. So it should mean, fingers crossed, if they've got this right, that you should now be able to have fully functional villages in the end and the nether on Bedrock Edition, which is massive, really. So that's been a problem since we were doing Truly Bedrock Season 1.
Yeah, I just... what did they break with that? I don't know.
Yeah, something's going to break. It should be as simple as them just actually going, oh, yes, let's put the right dimension in when we're saving this data to the database. But
it'd be nice if, like, inside the worlds folder, it actually broke it into the dimensions in the folders, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that would be good, actually. If they had a different database file for each dimension, that would be kind of handy. But the way that Bedrock Edition works, I think that would be quite complicated. So... Good news, Slack. Buckets can once again remove water from waterlogged blocks unless they're fully submerged. So that's good. Which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but how did they break it?
Well, probably last week when they did the delay on picking up and dropping buckets of water, they probably broke something that meant you couldn't waterlog blocks.
Because they were using code that was before waterlogging was a thing. Yeah. That's what it was.
And that's pretty much about it, really. There are a couple of problems here, though, that really bother me. In the experimental technical updates for items, they have depreciated Minecraft on use and Minecraft on use on, which were incredibly powerful ways of, when you've got an item in your hand, getting the game to do something when you use that item. It's how magic, we did magic stuff and how we created fantasy projectiles and how we could make, blocks change or entities change when we clicked on them. There are other ways of doing it, but they were really nice ways of doing it. And they've gone, we don't need them. So that's disappointing. Very disappointing. But not to worry. Not to worry, because we have obviously the big news this week, Slack, which I hopefully will lead to a bit of a discussion. And that is that Minecraft Live is back. Starting on October the 15th, the Minecraft Live show is going to be exactly the same as it was last year, apparently. Although it does say this year it's bigger and blockier than ever. If you've ever watched our Epic Once a Year live stream before, I think Epic is pushing things a little bit, then you're in for a treat. Yeah. Not only do we spend an hour talking about Minecraft, our favourite topic, but we dive into news from Minecraft and Minecraft Legends, share snippets of what you can expect in the future. There you go, snippets of what's coming in the next update. They're talking about Minecraft for an hour, but they're going to just share snippets of what's going to be in the next update again. And they reveal the winner of the hotly anticipated mob vote. There's a problem here. Do you remember the backlash of the mob vote last year? How many people were saying...
Yeah, and that's going to be the last one.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is dividing the communities. This is causing anger. This is causing stress for developers and the people working at the game with all the hate and stuff that comes at them. Everybody, all the content creators, all the people with a voice were saying last year, don't do it anymore. It's not good for the game. It's not good for the community. Yet they're doing it again. They're doing it again, and this year it's going to be the same as it was last year. So you can do it in the launcher or or actually in game in Bedrock Edition. And this year it's open for 2 days. The in-game one, it opens at 1 p.m. EDT on Friday, October the 13th, and it will close at 1:15 p.m. EDT on Sunday, October the 15th. So, what are they doing?
I don't know. That's a very bad shout. That's it. Just they don't listen to the community at all in regards to that.
No, they obviously don't care whether they're getting good feedback or bad feedback as long as there's noise. Or you know.
And I say aside from the first mob vote, they've all been pretty much geared towards what they want.
Yeah.
They get the community to vote. They show you 2 potentials that have really no thought put into them, and one that they really want you to go for.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same thing this year.
It will.
And it's a bad idea. I'm not even going to vote.
No, well, I will, and I'll play in the game, and I'll probably do another video on it. But my biggest issue is that this just shows that they don't care about how divisive this is. They don't care about the problems this causes as long as there is some noise, as long as there's some news, as long as someone's talking about Minecraft, good or bad. If people are fighting over this, if people are getting upset, if people are quitting Minecraft and shouting about it, they don't care because they'd rather have noise than nothing. And I just think that just shows how unwilling they are to innovate and come up with new ideas. Like, yeah, okay, the mob vote gets people involved in Minecraft. It gets people talking about Minecraft. It gets people discussing it and arguing with each other. And it drives up a lot of hype and a lot of thought. But it also causes a lot of problems. It makes people angry. It makes people upset. It makes people feel down when they didn't get what they want. You know? There's got to be a better way.
I was really unhappy with last year's Minecraft Live, as I know you were, that they dragged us on for an hour of BS to give us a 2-minute clip of actual Minecraft content.
Yeah. What did we get? Like hanging signs and bookshelves, was it? And there was one other thing in there. Was it? Did they show off the camel? They showed off the new skins. Yeah, there were 4 things: the new skins, the camel, the bookshelves, and the hanging signs. I think that was all that they demoed. And they didn't tell us how the bookshelves were going to work. They hardly went into any detail on the camel. They didn't tell us about, I suppose hanging signs sort of speak for themselves. But they made this big thing about all of the different new skins that you'll be able to use. Have you tried to use one of those on Bedrock Edition?
No. And then on top of that, 4 of the things that were announced within the next couple of weeks actually made it into the game before the official update.
Yeah, so... that makes sense with how they've worded it. They've worded it where was it that I highlighted earlier? Snippets of what you can expect in the future. Not what you can expect from the next update, not what will be after the update, not what will be before the update, just in the future. So they're already being ridiculous's vague. I really hope.
Ridiculously vague. Yeah, and then it's not even a Minecraft update kind of thing anymore. It's just the future. Oh, well, you could get it in 6 months, or you could get it like the Wardon in 2 years.
Yeah, they're being, they've got nothing. Wow, they're just, there's no confidence there. It's so clearly hey, we're trying to make this hype, but we don't dare say anything in case we don't want to upset anyone by getting it wrong. But at the same time, we're happy to upset everybody by doing another mob vote.
Yeah, no. So it'll be 30 minutes of Minecraft Legends. They might mention dungeons for 15 minutes again.
No, dungeons is done, dusted. It's finished.
Okay, then they must have it. Then they have to have another game coming out because they're not going to spend 45 minutes on Minecraft Legends and 15. Or,
I don't know. Minecraft
is there
Legends
another?
have just had a massive big update. They'll be talking about the Minecraft Legend marketplace. There's loads of stuff they can
They
try and
had
push
their
on Legends.
chance. They burned that bridge with the bad drop at the start.
No, they are going to be pushing that hard because it hasn't done very well, and they've still been putting a lot of work and effort into making it good. So they'll be really pushing how good it is now. I bet you a lot of the stuff from the pre-show will be people playing Legends and having a good time. I bet there'll be a lot of these paid ones like there was. Well, I don't know if it was paid, but a lot of things like there was. You remember Hermitcraft last year? Nearly every single hermit on there saying how much fun it is to play together. You know, play together, play on a server, play together. There'll be that again with like high level content creators about Legends talking about how good Legends is. They'll be really, really doing their best to try and shift some copies of that because it hasn't done well. And I think Minecraft itself, unless they've got something amazing that they're going to announce, it's going to take another backseat. We're going to hear a load of faff about nothing. There'll be Hat Guy doing the mob vote that everybody can't stand. There'll be another
condescending guy talking to you like you're a 2-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we're all going to come away from it disappointed, which there's nothing in there to say this is going to be good. You know, we realize the last couple of years have been a little bit lackluster, but we're coming out swinging. There's nothing there to say that. Snippets of what you can expect in the future. That's not good enough. And where's Minecon? Where's the live show? Why have they just
dead? Apparently,
why have they given up on that?
Apparently, you can't have Minecon no more. No.
If they really genuinely wanted to generate hype for Minecraft, that'd be the way to do it. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it's difficult to put on, but that's the way to do it. That would get people going. Oh, I can make my favorite content creator. Oh, I can get to hear the inside things from the devs. Oh, I can go to all these things. I can get official merch. I get a shiny cape. Yeah.
You would think, yeah.
Oh, I don't get it.
I can't have that.
It almost feels like they've given up. It really does feel like they've given up at this point. The only thing that's any good about any of this is that animation, which Element Animation did, and it was wonderful. It was an absolutely beautiful animation, as they always do. And the only thing, there's one thing about it that I've got a little bit of a, what's the word? Conspiracy theory, I guess. Not that it'll load up. So right near the end, as the Minecraft logo comes in, there's a load of scaffolding in front of it. I don't know if you guys can see this on my screen or not. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, you won't be able to see this. But right near the end, there. Oh, geez, I missed it. There's a bunch of scaffolding in front of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you might think, well, it's just a bunch of scaffolding that you've used to make that thing. Maybe it is. And by the fact that it's all just straight up until you get to the letters, maybe so. But what if, Slack, that's the shape of what the portal in the deep dark looks like when it's lit? What if it's a clue? What if there's actually words written in there that nobody's deciphered yet?
You know, something that I noticed with that too, and mine could be just random as well, because I was looking at stuff. Back it up to 1:27 on the video that you're looking at. Yep.
There.
Okay, so you see the portal, you see these islands, but what are those other two structures? There's a structure to the left.
Oh, this one
and
down
to the
here.
right.
Oh.
Yep. I don't recognize either of those structures.
No, and some glowing blocks on that one.
Yep.
Now, people were saying that, oh, look at all the different sky islands. And I think that's just the animation thing. Like all of these cutscene things. Like there was one with the
they all have structures on them. Yeah, but those two I don't recognize.
There was one with the desert temple on and stuff like that.
I've seen the one on the desert temple. Yep.
Yeah, and I just think that's just fun stuff in the background. But yeah, you're right. Let's see if I can get a good shot of that one on the bottom right. I don't think it's going to be difficult. But yeah, that's interesting. That may be just part of an ancient city. But this one down here, that does look like a miniature version of the portal. Now, there is a miniature version of the portal structure. In fact, we've talked about it before, because that's why one of the reasons we were so convinced it is a portal, because the actual small one was called Small Portal Structure. And that does look like that. But what are those glowing blocks in front of it? What is it?
I don't know. It kind of gives you the vibe of a ruined portal. But that's not a ruined portal.
No. Very interesting. Yeah, and there was a big there was a big emphasis on the Wardon. Everything else was relatively short and sweet, but then the music drops out, and then there's this big sort of pause, and then the Wardon comes out, and it's in front of the portal. So there is an emphasis on that. Whether or not we're just reading too much into it and they're just adding it in because it was new from last year, I don't know. But yeah, the fact that that's such an iconic part of this scene, the portal thing. Why?
Actually, if you go back to a minute 7, minute 8 too, you get a look at that same structure and the other structure at a different angle.
Yeah. So I'm still convinced that's what they're going to be. I really hope so. But with this pathetic snippets of what you can expect in the future, I don't want snippets of what I can expect in the future. I want an hours-long show telling me all of the cool stuff that you're working on. I don't care if you started with a disclaimer saying, hey, we're working on this, but not all of it might get into the game. But this is at least, what we've been working on. So you can see the sort of cool stuff that they're playing with. That's not a promise for it to be in the game. When they just go, well, we've been working on loads of stuff, honest, and here's a trapdoor that flips the other way. We got a redstone torch that bends downwards, and
it could be interesting. Now, this is just speculation. All right, so they're really hammering down villagers, nerfing them bad. What if in the new dimension there's going to be a new way to get books or something like that?
I wouldn't have thought so, but I have been thinking myself that there's going to be something to do with villagers, because if we, I want to find the changelog where it was in now, but the Slack, help me out here, words. The changes.
Words are difficult.
The changes to the villager trading did leave gaps, didn't it? It left big gaps. Let me see if I can go back to, what have I done? Beta in preview. Which one was it? It must be 4020 with the changes to the villagers. Oh, this was part 2. But there was big gaps in the librarian run where they just didn't sell certain enchantments, right? They didn't sell anything for bows. They didn't sell anything for tridents or anything like that. So I'm thinking that must be coming, but as part of potentially an underwater village or like a drowned village or something like that. Because why would they leave all of those enchantments out? The fact that we've gone, I can't find it, for the fact that we've gone from having all of these enchantments possible to get from librarians to having not just reduced levels, but hardly any of the overall range of enchantments. Realistically, there's so many enchantments in the game, and there's a lot that's missing out. It can only make me think that they're expanding on that somewhere with this update. Maybe it's the deep dark stuff, but I don't know. I can't imagine why if they've not put villagers in the nether and they've not put villagers in the end, why would they add villagers in the deep dark? That, if they're going to go down.
The deep dark feels like it's done what it's done, aside from potentially giving us a portal. It doesn't.
Yeah, sorry, like through the portal or whatever. I just think that I think there's an opportunity there for them to expand overworld villages with another couple of new village subsets. One that does bows. And that would help because we've still got no fletching table, have we? No access to that. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, so maybe there'll be some use for that, and maybe there'll be some way of doing. What was the other one? Tridents. So maybe some sort of water village or something like that. But
they need something. They need something big.
They do need something big. It's big. As far as I'm concerned, the way things are, and we've seen it as content creators with the lackluster amount of people wanting to watch not just Truly Bedrock or our videos, but an SMPs across the board. The people we've seen it with like Mr. Beardstone's videos and other content creators. We've seen people flock into modded Minecraft more than they ever have done.
Because Minecraft itself is not giving nothing.
Exactly.
It's becoming boring.
And it's not just the players, it's the viewers as well. We've seen a massive shift on YouTube of people preferring modded content to vanilla, which is so unusual, which just proves that the game needs to catch up. It needs something big to get people to sink their teeth into it. And if this is how they're starting with this lackluster, very reserved, very safe, sheer snippets of, maybe, it doesn't bode well, in my opinion. So I really hope they've got a big trick up their sleeve. Otherwise, I think by 2025, Minecraft will be dead game. And I hate saying that because my life revolves around Minecraft. I need them. I need them to do something good.
Yeah. And this, I don't know. I really hope that they pull something out here. I'm hoping that that's new structures and a new dimension, but I think I'm living on a prayer with that hope.
I really hope so. I really hope we get a new dimension, or at least like a really big end update like they did with the Nether. And if we think about this summer was very unusual. Minecraft were incredible, or Mojang were incredibly quiet for a long time. And I know they have a big chunk of time off in the summer, but unusually quiet. The change logs over the last few months, barring the parity work that's gone on with Bedrock, and we know that's got a specialist team on there now. So barring that, has been pretty lackluster and quiet. There's been hardly any Java Edition preview stuff going on. I know we're just about to have 1.20.2 coming out, but realistically, there's not a lot going on with that. It feels like they've been working hard in the background because we're not seeing anything in the foreground. So I'm quietly hopeful that there's going to be something big coming. But Slack,
I hope so.
This leads me to something. We've briefly talked about it before the podcast. I want us to do a special podcast episode. It'll be just like all of the other ones, but we'll have a big section in the middle where me and you will write down, when we come to it prepared, when we write down 5 predictions for what's going to be in 1.21. Okay? Each. So you'll come up with 5 and I'll come up with 5. And then over the
course... Now, is this going to be after Minecraft Live or...
No, we're going to do this before Minecraft Live, before we've had the pre-show, before we've had the show, and then over the course of the next few months, post Minecraft Live, and as the stuff starts coming out, we will be able to start ticking off, seeing who's right and who's wrong. And by the time the update comes out, we'll be able to see, who won, who got the most right, and who got the most wrong. And I think that'll be a really interesting thing to do. Are you up for it?
Yeah, but God, I have no clue at this moment where they're going with anything.
Well,
can we at least see what the mob votes are going to be first?
No, we got to do it blind. So I think we should do it next week before we get any information about anything coming through from mob votes. So next podcast, you don't want to have an idea, otherwise we're both going to predict the same thing. That's the whole point. You predict what you genuinely think in your heart. That Minecraft's going to do
think
next.
Or hope.
Either what you think they might do, what you hope they might do. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong at the end of the day, but it'd be interesting to see which one of us, is closer. We might both be totally wrong. We might both be right. So I think we should have a couple of categories. So the main theme of the update, because obviously last year it was so so obvious what the theme of the update was, right? A new block, a new mob. And then a couple of wild cards, okay?
Hope somebody's taking notes out there.
I'll write the notes when I edit the podcast. So we have to decide what the theme is, decide on one new block, decide on one new mob, and then 2 like wild card things that we think just might be included, okay?
Okay.
Yeah? All right, next week we'll do that then. Amazing. Oh, geez. So, get your thoughts ready for before that podcast, Slack, because otherwise you're going to be thinking on the fly. Jeez. Right.
Just like they do, apparently, right?
Right. Exactly. So, that is it for the news. Unless you've got anything else you want to talk about this live show or the update or anything like that, Slack, that is it for the news as far as I'm concerned.
Usually you start getting spoiler videos from people, snippets that, did you see this and that? There's nothing from that.
Well, there is, no, not from that video, but there has been a bunch of stuff going around. And I think I haven't given any credence to it at all. I think it's fake, but there was another, what was it? Roger Badgerman Twitter account that posted a load of stuff about Minecraft, some like really sort of, some emojis, and then it got taken down again. Basically, they deleted it. So, but there was some interesting stuff with like jukeboxes and things like that. So maybe there's some truth in that. Maybe there isn't. One of the reasons I haven't bothered to bring it up for the podcast is just because I think someone's just trying their luck, going, "Oh, look, I'm Roger Badgerman. I'm back again with all this info." Maybe.
Good talk. Yeah.
Right, that's it for the news, peeps. It's time for the bug date. Slack, have you got any bugs that are bugging you?
I don't know if it's a bug or not, but in the most recent, it's one of two things here. Okay, it's either a legitimate bug or somebody's going to get banned. That's the best way I can put it.
Right. Okay.
It's a legitimate bug or somebody's going to get banned because I'm about to the point now where I'm about to ask for your admin pack that monitors what everybody does.
Oh yeah.
In the new version of Slackville in our nether tunnels, we've got lava returning. But you know how if you like reach up and you place a lava block against the ceiling out of a bucket, it spreads out in spirals, right?
Yeah.
This one doesn't. It's always in a solid column, and it's doing it in multiple places. So either the chunks are not saving properly.
What, they just
Something's
you're
not
getting rid of
saving,
them
or
and they're
somebody.
coming back again?
Mm-hmm. Multiple times. So either there's a bug, or somebody's going to get banned off the server.
It'd be very difficult to do that as a person. Like, how would you put lava without it all spilling down the sides?
Exactly.
Because like you could put blocks around it and put the lava inside, and
But
then
then
it would come
still.
down. And then if you put a hole in the floor, it would come down straight. But as soon as you block that hole in the floor, it's going to spill out again. It's going to go sideways.
Yeah, you just answered the question on how I could do it as a troll. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, by putting the hole in the floor, by literally removing a slab, letting it go down into that block, and then putting that slab back, and then it'll spread out. But yeah. Yeah. Don't know. But if it keeps happening, I'm gonna need my friend to help me set up their nice little debugging tool or modding tool that they've been making because I'm about fed up. About fed up.
I can imagine. Yeah, I need to get that updated for 1.20.40 actually, because there's a few changes with that. So yeah, oof. Okay, right. Let's see what the community bugs are. If you would like to start us off, Slack.
We got a Balrog here first. Was said this one happens just way too often now. Shulkers are put in impossible places when exiting minecarts.
Yeah. So it says when a minecart with a shulker runs over an activator reel, the shulker is dispensed in a location where the shulker isn't able to attach. They just exit the same as any other mob. When this occurs, the shulker starts to search for a valid block to teleport to, and especially when there isn't one, or there are very few, creates lag. I would expect to check for a valid block a shulker can stand on when exiting a minecart would occur. If none exists, the shulker should stay in the minecart. This is a parity issue. Confirmed. Jeez. Oh, well.
Interesting one.
I will put that on the document and I will get that shared. Thank you very much, Mr. Balrog. Max John says, got a new bug. I haven't put a bug report yet. I'm not able to pick up water on the build limit. If I want to build a manual ice farm out of sight at Y320, put down a few blocks with water on top to create an infinite water source, but was not able to pick up the water to create more sources. Huh.
Yeah, because it thinks you're standing up higher and it's not going to let you.
Yeah. I had that with, I think it was trying to open a chest. It was either opening a chest or interacting with something at the world limit. Even though the block was in the right place, it wouldn't let me do it. There's been some really weird stuff with that going on. What you need to do, Max John, is build your ice farm at Y319. It's just a block, just one block down, and that'll solve your problem.
Yep. Problem solved.
Okay, last bug Slack.
From Purple Hoser here, and they say, hey, Foxy and Slack, here's an interesting bug report for Starfield. AMD GPUs do not render light levels like the sun in Starfield. Major bug, but still a little funny. Purple.
Now, this isn't across the board, but there have been reports of that. So Starfield have been, or Bethesda have been called out a little bit for the fact that they have heavily supported AMD GPUs during development, and as a result, NVIDIA GPUs have struggled with certain things to the point where NVIDIA's had to put out a patch to try and fix a bunch of stuff. A lot of the Intel, the new Intel Arc graphics cards, don't even they don't work at all. You try and load the game up in that, and half of it's in black and white. But but even the AMD stuff, as Purple Hoser says, there are some like some. So we're on the star map screen when you've got all of the planets and there's a big sun there. Sometimes the sun's just totally missing, disappearing. But there's a bunch of bugs that people have been reporting. One guy I was listening to on that podcast said that whenever he goes back to the main city now, all of the NPCs are there, but they're just still. They don't go anywhere. They don't move. They don't say anything. And it doesn't matter how many times he relogs and comes in or goes out. They're just totally stopped. And one bug that I kept experiencing was, it only happened a few times, but if you're in conversation with somebody and you get attacked, the conversation stops, but you're locked into the conversation screen. Like whenever you get in a conversation in that game, you're like, the camera locks onto that person. You can only move like slightly around their face. You can't move on the spot. You can't click anything. You can't go into your menu, and you're just totally stuck. The only way to do it is to crash the game and go back in again. And because there's the autosave only actually saves if you like take off from a planet or land on a planet or basically something big happens. You can lose like 20 minutes, half an hour of progress just because you're in a conversation with somebody and your companions constantly want to talk to you. You can be in the middle of a firefight and one of your companions will go, "Oh, I've got something to say if you've got a minute." And
wow.
And
no, not right now, busy.
yeah, exactly. So bunch of bugs with that game. I mean, some of them are game breaking like that one, but most of them are just people glitching through, like some of the NPCs glitching through the floor or glitching through tables, or the worst one is them just over talking each other. So there'll be like some dialogue comes up, like important dialogue, and then one of the people that's on your ship just starts talking, and you're like, I can't know what they're saying. It's a good job I got subtitles on because I have no idea what the person that's supposed to be talking to me is saying now, and I've got to answer a question. So yeah, good game.
Good talk.
If you think you've found a bug, then you can let us know by emailing us, although we don't really, well, no one emails us anymore. So fill out the feedback form on the website or join the Discord. We like it. And we love to hear about these bugs, and we particularly like it if you've got a bug report. But if you haven't, just hearing about fun bugs is fine anyway. I like bugs. Do you like bugs?
On occasion.
Okay, this week's tip of the week is from Squirrelicious. Says, don't place blocks on Obsidian spawn platform. In the end, every time a player enters through the stronghold portal, the platform is reset and any blocks placed will be deleted. Yeah, I found that out the hard way in an early playthrough. I thought, right, okay, so got this. So sometimes when you spawn in, you're encased in the end stone or whatever it is on the little platform. Like, okay, this is a great little place. Put down my chest, put my ender chest down, get all my stuff sorted out, tuck in spare sets of armor, health, golden apples, you name it, and I put it all in this chest so it was ready next time I came through. Died, went back in. It's all gone. It's all...
Ouch.
Why is that a thing? I get that the obsidian itself needs to respawn in case someone's mined it away, but wouldn't it just make more sense to make that out of bedrock so nobody can?
Well, yeah, that would make sense if it was bedrock, but since they did it as obsidian, then they're going to have to fill the blocks above it with air to make sure that it's safe.
No, but you don't need to.
It just feels like bad.
Like if you put stuff at the spawn point in the world, if you fill that up with blocks, it either puts you near it or it puts you above it.
Yeah,
like if you build the building over spawn,
feel bad coding.
Say again.
Just bad code. Just bad coding.
Yeah. Just like doesn't matter if someone fills all the blocks even up to sky limit. Just put them at the top. Yes, it's a trolly way to kill your friends because they can't get back down. But what a stupid mechanic. Because it doesn't like, or at least when you go through the portal, like have a thing come up on screen saying, don't place things here because it will be deleted next time you come through. It's just so dumb.
Dumb.
Okay.
Very dumb.
Slack, what's your life tip of the week?
Well, in the case of that, never give up. The next time you do it, you might just get it right. So see, you learned, so you did it again, but you put the stuff away from the platform, right?
Yeah, I did. But that took me like that point of the game when you're not in full diamond and you've worked really hard to get those ender pearls and those end like I wasn't still not very good at Minecraft, but I wasn't knowledgeable about Minecraft back then. You know, the way I was getting Eyes of Ender was waiting until nighttime and killing Endermen. And do you know how any Endermen actually spawn to do that? It took forever.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
going mining for diamonds to get my tools, going like brewing my own potions and getting the ingredients from the nether took me ages. how deflating is it when you lose all of your things because the game's gone, oh no, we'll just replace that now. And now you come back.
You didn't need that.
Stupid.
Yeah, you need it. No.
Jeez. Okay, right. That's it for the tip of the week. It is time for our week in Minecraft. Slack, tell me all the things you've been doing in Minecraft this week, bud. In high detail, levels of detail that you've never, ever begun into before. That's what I need.
Okay. All right. Calm down.
Calm.
Well, I mean, last week we got together and we recorded another myth busting thing, which pretty sure it's going to tank as well.
I didn't.
Then we started something new.
I edited it, but I was like, I don't remember even what we talked about. So it's just sat there doing nothing, that one. We kind of, it was a bit odd, wasn't it? Because we were just playing with note blocks. And that one's like 5 minutes long. And I thought, if I put that out, it's just going to bomb. I could do that in a short, but shorts are pointless. And then we went on to do the redstone block thing. And I thought,
Yeah, it wasn't interesting neither.
Yeah. No, that's the problem, and it's not like our fault for that. It just turned out not to be a not particularly interesting one to put out.
Did you edit the next thing we recorded?
I did. It's been out already.
But you done drop that?
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Okay, what came out on Tuesday?
No.
Yep.
No hacks, cheater.
Why, was we supposed to have that yet?
No, I just didn't know you dropped it yet.
Yeah, it came out on Tuesday. You normally get your stuff out that we do on Friday on the Monday, so I thought, well, I better get it ready for Tuesday, so I'm not late. Have you not done yours yet?
No. Hacks, videos, hacks, cheater. Was it interesting from your point of view though? Yeah.
Yeah, I managed to fill a good 20 odd minutes of entertainment. People seem to like it. It didn't do too badly compared to a lot of my other videos, so. Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's the thing, right? What I need to focus on now is stop worrying about, this video's not got many views, that many videos not got very views. Just enjoying what I'm doing, Yeah. So I really want to keep those up, even if they don't perform as well as like a tutorial does. I just want to do that because it's fun. I can actually enjoy Minecraft and get content out that way.
Yeah. Well, I think we definitely got something that we can really capitalize on with that, because we done got a bunch of ideas hidden in a backroom channel.
We do.
Of things we can do with that.
So do you want to explain what it is?
More that. No, I'll let you explain it in your part. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keep them wondering. You dropped the video. You can explain it.
All right. Tell me what else you've been doing.
Just playing on Slackville, but I've been playing and I've been recording the whole time, but I haven't put out one episode yet. And like the myth busting series is doing nothing now. It's dead on my channel. The only thing getting anything is tutorials. And it's put me at the point where I'm debating, do I even do an SMP anymore? You
don't need to.
No, I don't need to, but it feels like I'm missing a part of my core then by not doing it. But I more or less trashed the first couple episodes that I recorded. They're not deleted, but I'm probably not going to ever go touch them. And I'm just going to kind of just record and play. And whatever it is, as long as I'm having fun. Because I don't want to overthink storyline. I don't want to overthink this. I don't want to overthink that. It's just play. And if people want to watch it, they'll watch it. And if they don't, I don't really care.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's the right attitude. We always used to say, and it kind of got forgotten, if you enjoy making a video and you genuinely having fun in that video, then people will enjoy watching it and you get more people watch it. And I think we forgot that along the way somewhere. And I think we was like, we have to make this video. And the enjoyment sort of got a little bit zapped away. Sometimes we had good fun, particularly when we did stuff together. But when we're recording our
collabs work good.
Solo stuff, we're like, I have to make this video. And it became very serious. We need to be right about this, and we need to make sure that there's this level of tutorial in it, and it's got to go right, and we can't do anything wrong, and the editing's got to be great. And you lose that personality in there somewhere along the way. And I think that's when people start switching off. So I think that's my focus now, is just to try and inject some of my personality back into it. So like that video that we did this week that I'll talk about in a minute when it's my turn. I put a lot of effort into the edit on that, and I put a lot of effort into this video that I've done this week. And That's meant I spent hours and hours editing, and I was thinking, I haven't edited like this in ages. How come I haven't edited like this in so long? And I just got so used to just recording properly and doing this clip and doing that. So the editing was easier, but it was a bit of a sort of stale, sterilized video, really, at the end of it. So, sorry.
Hard to keep that high level energy. No. That's pretty much been my week, though. What about yours?
So yeah, we did a challenge video together. So we were talking about a few weeks ago, getting together and just having some fun doing challenges against each other in Minecraft. And this particular one was who could get a smithing template and a decorated pot made of the pottery shards, not bricks, the quickest. And well, it started off a bit frantic, really, didn't it? And it ended for me very frantically as well. And it was just fun. It's fun to join a world that you've got no idea what's going on. There's no pre-planning. There's no checking out seeds. There's no, there's a village here and there's a swamp there. It's just, here's what we're going to do. Get into that world, turn on daylight cycle and just go for it. And there's no, like, it doesn't matter who wins or who loses because it's just me and you doing what we're good at and bouncing off each other and, you know, having some fun and just genuinely enjoying it. And having a good time. And I pretty much, as much as I ended up just mining through a trail ruins, which I hate and I'd never ever do again, I had a smile on my face pretty much the whole time while we're doing it because it was just good fun.
I still think my favorite part was I stood above you watching you break gravel. Yeah. And then I got in my boat and went somewhere else, and you're like, yeah, I broke another one. And I'm already a few hundred blocks away from you. And you said something, and I was like, I'm not even there. You're like, what?
I can't wait to see your point of view on that. I really hope that comes through because, yeah, it was obviously I didn't see anything from your point of view. I just got the update for there's a pillager outpost here. Oh, there's a thing here, and I'm like, you're going on this massive adventure and seeing all these things, and I'm just stuck down this stupid hole. I must have gone through at least 20 stone pickaxes. I mean, digging out trail ruins is slow as it is. Doing it with stone pickaxes was awful. But I won, so it doesn't matter. It's all good. Jeez, only just though. Only just.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that was good fun. And then, I talked about this a little bit in the bonus show, but I'm going to go into a bit more detail on here. So I've been talking for a little while about wanting to do something, like start something new, a new series that I'd really enjoy and get my teeth stuck into. And a long time ago, if you go back far enough on my channel, in fact, I don't know if those videos are still listed. They should be. It was the Foxy's mod mix. I basically got a bunch of my favorite mods that were available at the time, many, many years ago, stuck them all together, made sure they all worked, and had a jolly good time playing with pipes and doing all sorts of interesting things and making obsidian armor and just enjoying the game in a different way. And then I think it was last week or the week before, Mr. Beardstone was talking about this new Create mod thing he'd done, and he put an episode out on that on his channel, and it just absolutely skyrocketed. And I watched it and I thought, that looks really good fun. And people have been saying to me for ages in streams and in my comments, you should play Create. I think even on the podcast we've had feedback from that. And I've just been, I'm not really interested. And then I actually saw what it was about. And I'm like, I want to play that. I want to do it. So I'd already been fiddling with like putting a new mod back together with, I'd been watching these videos from a guy called, I think it's Asian Half Squat. YouTuber who does basically mods, like how to break my 3090 Ti with Minecraft mods and the best mods for this update and the best mods for that update. And there's some amazing mods out there. There's some absolutely ridiculous ones. So I was basically writing down all of these mods, trying to find them and trying to find out what would work with each other, what doesn't kill your PC, what doesn't kill your graphics card. So I already had a good list. And then Mr. Beardstone was like going on about Create. So I was like, I'll stick Create in there as well, and I'll make this a Create series. So I threw them all together, got it working, and I recorded one episode of it. And throughout that episode, I realized that a few of the mods I'd added weren't all that fun, really. So there was one called Better Combat, which doesn't really allow you to do a great deal other than, like, if you've got a two swords, you can dual wield swords and it'll chop with both hands, and there's different like fighting moves you can do. It's quite limited, but it looked quite good fun. But in reality, it was a pain because it was harder to hit the mobs, but also when you're in that mode, I think there is a toggle button to get out of it, but you can't break any blocks with your weapons. So I found myself constantly having to switch away from my sword to try and like break like just a piece of grass in front of me or something. So I thought I'll get rid of that. It's annoying. And then I had a few things crash in, so I got rid of those. And I tried different sort of vein miners to try and find one that wasn't really cheaty and broken. And I ended up getting rid of that and adding something else in. So I spent this sort of first episode, as much as it was an entertaining start, because I died a lot and I've got like this pillager invasion pack on there, and I found a big tower full of all of these crazy new types of pillager, and they killed me a lot. It was entertaining from that perspective, but it wasn't really what I wanted to achieve from the video, which was showing off a bit of something to do with create. And I did right at the end, but when I was editing it, I spent hours and hours editing it, and it took a long time to get there, and it just didn't feel right. So I basically put that in the bin, tweaked the mod pack a little bit more based on the experience I had in that one, and started again. And I had an absolute whale of a time. It was brilliant. Much better start. I found these amazing villages. So there's like better villages in there with all this crazy stuff going on. I've got this mod called Carry On, which means you can pick up basically anything. So you can pick up a cow, or you can pick up a baby villager, and you can pick up a raccoon, or you could pick up a piece of grass or a chest with items in it and stuff like that. And like, you remember like the one block April Fool's update thing, kind of like that, and then you can go put it down somewhere else. So I got a whole bunch of different cool things going on in there. Had a really good time, got to play with a little bit of the create stuff on there, and go and ransack some villages and find some stuff. And then I edited that this afternoon, early this afternoon. I had a really good time editing it. I really enjoyed putting that together and putting the different music on and doing kind of time-lapsey things in there as well. And then that went out. Got myself a thumbnail for that, and that went out today. And then after that, I thought I really enjoy playing in that world. I haven't got time to record another video because we're doing the podcast, so I'm just going to spend a couple of hours going mining. And it was only like stone pickaxe and iron pickaxe going down, trying to get some diamonds and things, and I did, and got a little enchantment table set up so I could get a little bit of fortune and stuff on my pickaxe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing some more videos on that. And touch wood, nice. Fingers crossed. It was 1 out of 10 when it came out. After a little while, it dropped down to 2 out of 10 behind our enchanting myth-busting episode of all things. And looking at it now, it is still at 2 out of 10. So it's not doing too bad. It's just shortly behind that the right way to enchant video we did, which, to be fair, didn't do massively brilliantly on my channel, because it went up sharp, but then it flatlined. Well, fingers crossed this one will do a little bit better, because it is above my normal trend. So, and it says views are up 43%. More regular viewers are choosing to watch this video, and they're watching for longer than usual, helping to increase its reach on YouTube recommendations. So fingers crossed, if people enjoy this, and you normally do get a bit of a boost on an episode 1, but fingers crossed, if people enjoy this and I can keep putting the effort that I put in it today, then between that and the challenge videos that me and you do and the odd, bit and bob here, I think I'm going to have a good time playing Minecraft again.
Yep. That should be the go.
Yeah. So, yeah. And it's unusual, because normally when I put modded video out, like in the past when I've done the odd modded thing here, when we did the TB mod thing, it's like channel go, no, we hate it, we don't want modded. But now, because everybody wants modded, because vanilla's got nothing in it that anyone cares about anymore, and they keep making all these changes people hate, it's better. So long may it last, in my opinion. Although when the next update comes up, it's going to kill all the modded stuff. But at least by then, you've probably played through the mod pack and had a good time with it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So there we go. That is our week in Minecraft. All done, dusted, tied up in a bow, sent off in the post, and sent to that PO box that doesn't exist, waiting for someone to collect it. Wasn't that nice?
Yep.
Jeez. Time for the wish list, Slack. We got a whole bunch of wishes. Do you want to start us off?
Green Wardon here says, I wish I could make glass from sand in a blast furnace.
I wish I could put anything that smelts in a blast furnace.
Yep.
Why not? I mean, they put it in the game. It gives you the same amount of XP. It uses double the amount of fuel, but smelts twice as fast. Why not? Who cares about how long a furnace takes?
Yep, I agree.
Good idea?
Yep. Everything. Yep.
Okay, well done, Green Warden. You got a good idea in the good ideas bin. Whitebush says a spectral enchantment. Obviously, this doesn't apply to Bedrock Edition yet, but hopefully that parity will come at some point. When a piece of equipment is enchanted with spectral, it will show up like mobs do in Java in spectral mode, however that works, but only while holding your recovery compass. You know how spectral, what that looks like, Slack? Have you seen that?
Yeah,
It's like
I've seen
like
it.
us on the podcast with the white lines around, but you can see through walls.
Yeah. That just feels overcomplicated to only works when they're holding a recovery compass. I mean, from what I understand, a piece of equipment that's enchanted with it, well, if it's enchanted with it, it should auto show up.
Yeah, exactly. But
you shouldn't have to hold a compass specifically to see if there's that 1 in 20 chance that there's a mob around you with that. I don't like that.
Yeah, well, I don't understand the desire for this, Whitebush. Like, are you talking about so you can put it on your armor and then you will show up behind walls with a glow around you? Or are you doing it so you can like chuck a load of armor down on the floor? Hopefully some mobs will pick it up and you can see them through walls. I don't understand the reasoning for it.
No.
I would be open to that idea if there was a good reason for it, but I can't see one. Sorry, bud. Please explain.
Mark Sean is up next and says, it's a shame I have to kill a villager and create a new one to get a new map. So it would be a good idea to trade the completed map for a new one with new places to discover. Would make sense, but no, can't have things that make sense.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, that does seem like such a bizarre thing for them to add in, that once if you buy a map from a cartographer villager, you're always going to get the exact same map. No, it needs to, I think it should just be random each time. Oh. Sometimes it might be the same, sometimes it might be different. Otherwise, what's the point? Yeah, you just got to kill them and get a new one. What?
Bye. I've got what I want from you. I don't need you no more. Meet the sword.
And if they're really pushing this exploration thing, then that plays into their hands, doesn't it? Because the more maps you've got to different places, the more exploration you're going to do.
Yep. Totally agree.
Seems too simple.
Way too simple.
CJ says, what if there was a new tool or enchantment that breaks down a block to its crafting ingredients, kind of like reverse silk touch, e.g. breaking a brewing stand gives you 1 blaze rod and 3 cobblestone blocks? And I really like this idea. We've talked about having something in the game that would break things down before, like a block or something. But yeah, just that makes sense, like a tool. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to use it on things like leather armor or anything, but any block that's made like a crafted block, you can just break it and get the stuff back. That'd be ace. Yes, please. Why not?
No, I'm trying to think of a why not, honestly.
Like stairs. I made too many stairs. Now I've got these stairs. I'd just much rather have the planks so I can stack them with my other planks. Break it with the thingy tool.
So it's break it with a tool. It's not like going through a grindstone or something like that.
No, you just pull out your anti-silk touch tool, the opposite of your silk touch tool, smash down those stairs, and it'll just give you the planks back.
See, that if somebody has a very delicate build and then somebody comes in, suddenly you clicked your mouse and you suddenly broke, there's a haste 2 beacon, you clicked your axe in somebody's house and it's the non-silk touch one, and you destroyed like half the roof, but you don't know how it was now because all you got is regular planks on the ground and not stairs.
Yeah, but that's you could say the same thing. I accidentally set TNT off in your house, or accidentally set a creeper off in your house. At least you're getting the blocks back with this one. You're not with the others.
If there was a way to uncraft, I'd be happy with that. I don't like the idea of.
You prefer uncrafting to a tool?
Yeah. Yeah,
it would definitely be easier doing uncrafting with an uncrafter than a tool. But I just thought this was a nice sort of go between because we've already got silk touch, which does the opposite. So it sort of plays into that aspect. Really, it's not too easy to just get all your items back. But yes, I would much rather have an uncrafting block personally.
I would go with uncrafting, not.
Well, I'm pretty sure we've already got that in the good ideas bin, so I'm not going to put it back in again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Muffin here says stacks should be. I can try this again.
Try it again.
Stacks should at least be comprised of a multiple of 9, like 99. But seriously, a crafting table is comprised of 9 slots. Everything else is a multiple of 8. Why not stacks? I don't know.
Yeah, stacks. I think it's placed on the 8-bit, isn't it? Like there's 8 bits in a byte, so everything's divisible by 8. I think that's just a callback to. It probably even worked like in the original versions of Minecraft with like how it was coded because of like limitations to like cache sizes and things like that. I don't know, but that's probably what it harks back to. So like it's easy to do the maths on a development basis. If you know 64 stacks of something is going to equate to this many bytes in the actual game size, it's easier to sort of arrange your database and stuff like that. However, we know there's been plenty of mods and even like bugs in the game where you can stack way more than 64 and odd numbers as well. So I can't see why they couldn't change that now. And that would be one thing that helps the inventory management. I kind of like that things come in 8s just because it's very Minecraft, but why can't we go up to 128 or 256 or 512 items in a stack? Why is it limited to 64 at this point when we've got so many different types of blocks?
Yeah, even that alone would be a good compromise for an inventory update, just doubling the amount of stacks.
Yeah, because rather than carrying, okay, I've just been and mined a load of spruce and I'm going to use a bunch of this for building. I've got 2 stacks of stairs on me, 2 stacks of slabs on me, 2 stacks of blocks on me. If they could all be combined into one, then you've got a lot more space for all of the other things you're doing. And when considering it's not just the game that's got more blocks in it, it's the fact that people that build have become a lot more advanced over the years to the point where they're doing all of these crazy like conglomerations of different mobs, blocks and gradients and colors and this, that, and the other to be able to carry more blocks, more block types in your inventory because you've reduced the number of stacks. It'll be fantastic. So I think it's a good idea to increase stack size. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. Good idea, Muffin. Almost. Bit of a twist on it. Is it me or you next? I think it's me.
You.
Mike says, a new enchantment that's mutually exclusive with mending. Permanence 1. Gear and tools enchanted with permanence stay in the inventory upon death. I would call it binding, but, well, you know. Yeah, binding is a problem because you can't take it off. But an enchanted tool or item that stays in your inventory would be kind of cool, but that you could still remove. It is a bit cheaty, but I kind of like it. It would have to be a really expensive enchantment. It'd be difficult to get from those villages you can only find on the moon.
Yeah, or from the new dimension that we don't have yet.
Yeah, something like that. So
yeah, we'll stick it in there. Okay, yeah, we'll put it in there.
Good idea, but but hard to get. Yeah. I guess a bit like armor trim. Okay, you can find one, but it's you need to wrap it round 8 diamonds in order to, you know, make it work. Or so I don't know. Just make it expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not So Blue Sheep is up next and says, "Hi, I want to be able to hang banners from the bottom of a block, please."
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah. And I've seen what is actually in this mod pack that I've got in this modded game. Banners on the side, like flags. Amazing. Really good.
Yep.
Gabby
I like it.
Says, gentlemen, allow blue dye and yellow dye to make green dye. I can't believe that's another thing.
Yeah, I can't believe it's not a thing neither.
Why is green dye? Where are they like, no, green dye's, no, you can't have green dye. It's not like you can do anything exciting with it, is it?
I don't know. That's stupid. Yeah.
And then they're going, and then they say, I'm making a Super Mario build and I need a ton of lime green for the pipes. Why does green dye have to be so difficult to obtain? Foxy's voice. Why? So lime green you can obviously get from Sea Pickles. There was a bit of a chat in this actually in the wish list section of the Discord. So, but cactus, green dye on its own is a pain to get. Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Good idea.
Especially this, good idea. Especially this day and age in this game.
Yeah, it just seems so weird that there's like, you can duplicate any color of flower if you want, but green dye, no, mate, no, cactus or nothing. Very slow. You have to cook it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good talk, right? Praetor is up next and says, I'm sure I'm not the only one who desired something like this, but why doesn't quartz blocks have a wall block? It has stairs and slabs, but no walls. Also, copper should have a few more uses like doors and trapdoors.
Yeah. Why is quartz? Why is there no quartz wall block? Why is that so offensive?
See, I could get behind that one. Yeah. So yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so fussed about that. I think copper should have more uses, but I think I'd prefer like copper tools and copper armor to copper doors and trapdoors. Although it would be nice.
Well, you see, we could have had that copper golem and could have went down the whole copper road, but they had to make us do a mob vote and split the community and everything else. So.
Yeah. So I'm going to put good idea on the quartz wall for that, but we'll leave copper in the side for now.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, Esifa says, building on the new cartographer maps, what if they added prison cells to jungle temples and witch huts? They would be just like the hidden cells inside of igloos, and they would teach the user that those locations have unique villagers. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, good idea. Well done, Esifa. That makes sense because they're trying to get away from people using the wiki, but they're making more reasons for people to use the wiki. So that works.
But the wiki is not an official thing. But go follow Bug Tracker, and immediately the bot's going to post you to the wiki. Yep.
Yeah,
but it's not official.
No,
it's not official. Yeah. Ginger's up next and says the cartographer should go back to selling Ocean Monument and Woodland Mansion maps, and also get a Deep Dark map. Meanwhile, Wandering Trader has 3 trades that can be maps to any village or structure.
No.
Yeah,
no. The Wandering Trader does not need any maps. The cartographer, it would make more sense that the Wandering Trader had maps because he's been wandering around finding them, like going to those places. But the cartographer, that's his job. It's his job to sell, that's what cartography is. It's making maps. A map to the Deep Dark might not be a bad idea. That said, Deep Darks are found under mountains, so maybe a map to the mountains rather than, a mountain biome rather than a Deep Dark, if that's what they're trying to steer people away from. But why go back to selling Ocean Monument and Woodland Mansion maps? They still sell those, and now they sell a whole bunch more. So,
no.
Maybe Ginger was thinking that with this new update, they stopped selling Ocean Monument and Woodland Mansion maps. They have not at all. They've still got those. They've just got a whole bunch more. Okay. William Cocker 4332 says, or is it Coker? I don't know. How about add a use for the fletching table and more upgrade uses for the smithing table? Upgrading from gold to iron to diamond is already it is already used for netherite, so the code has to be there instead of changing things being used and making them confusing. Would that be cheaty to upgrade gold armor with just one iron ingot to iron ingot to iron armor? Sorry?
That would be too cheaty.
Yeah.
Now, I like the idea of the fletching table. What if you could take your arrow and like combine it with something to, you have wooden arrows and you have iron arrows. And
more types of arrows.
And so forth.
Yeah, I would very much like to see them still do something with combat and do something with that, because the ranged weapons in Minecraft are lacking a bit, to say the least.
Yep.
So are the melee ones, to be honest with you, but ranged are particularly awful.
Yeah, and then some of the ranged ones, good luck getting enchantments in the next update.
Yeah, unless they got new villages. That's what I'm putting my money on, Slack. Okay, that might be one of my wild cards next week. Oh, and if we've got the same one, so make sure when you're doing that, if you've got a couple of extra, because if we've got the same one, we can't both have the same thing. So, okay. Char, last wish list item says, on the subject of parity, I wish coordinates could be displayed on Java without mods. I hope this is the right place for this comment. Yeah, obviously there's the F3 screen, which is not a nice thing to look at. I've often thought that, and I have used data packs to do that on like my hardcore world with Mitts, was just to put the coordinates on screen. Yeah, just to have the coordinates and nothing else on the screen. Why not? It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
Good one.
Good idea. And good that we are out of the wish list, Slack. That's it for the wish list, which takes us into our very last section. And thankfully, the peeps have been listening and have been sending us plenty of questions throughout the podcast in the live show. And one of them I've written twice. So here we go. Do you want to start us off?
Xeon's up and says, what do you think about the mob vote being in the game again? I think it's rubbish.
Yeah.
I can't even expand upon that any more than what we already talked about a while ago. It's horrible. It divides the community.
So Zenon's actually, I think you probably rush through that. It says being in game again. I don't think that's the right question, Zenon. I think what Slack answered was the right question. Just the mob vote existing again. It's bad. I don't care about being in game. I quite enjoyed going into the mob vote in game and doing it last time. But the whole idea of the mob vote just is broken and needs to stop. They need to do something else.
Because they have something, they're going to try to direct you. One of these is going to really stand out, and they're really going to push on this. It's going to have more story potential. It's going to have this. I mean, think about it. They gave you nothing on the Rascal.
No.
What was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was.
Can't even remember last year.
Yeah. But as soon as they showed the sniffer, oh, this ancient this, and they gave you all this backstory on it immediately.
And finding them underwater and hatching your own one. Yeah. And they can sniff out seeds and new plants. Yeah. Yeah. They went to town with that one, didn't they?
Yeah, but like the Rascal and the other one, nothing. They told you nothing about them. There was no backstory, no lore, nothing to make them appealing. It'll be the same thing again this time.
Yeah.
You'll get two that'll be in, but one of them is going to be the one that they want you to go to, and it's going to be the most pushed one out there. And it's just it divides people, because some people see some of the others and they're like, oh, that could be really useful.
Yeah.
Versus what they think we want. If you want to put a mob into the game, put a mob into the game. Don't try to blanket yourself with, oh, we gave you all a chance to vote, but this is what you chose, even though it's what they wanted and it turned out to be a flop.
There's
man up.
Plenty of other ways to generate hype without upsetting people. Plenty of other ways. Mob vote's not
Rubbish.
one. X-Zone.
No, yeah, definitely not.
Says, good day, Foxy and Slack. Last week, Foxy said he grew up with Harry Potter. I did, yeah. He lived in my cupboard under the stairs. Says, my question for you both is, what did you grow up with, such as games, movies, books, and other pieces of media? Well, that's my book. Did you read many books growing up, Slack? No. Okay. What about
the Bible?
Fair enough. What about movies? What movies did you grow up with? What was your go-to movies when you were young?
I didn't get into movies till I was probably a teenager. So, no, it was cartoons. Old school Captain Planet, Ninja Turtles, cartoons that move.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand anime. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make some people mad here. I can't stand anime. I hate anime with a passion. I can't watch it at all. If your cartoon does not move and it is just a still picture,
it's not a cartoon
like this. It's not a cartoon.
No,
that's a slideshow.
It's PowerPoint presentation
with a voiceover.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
It's a slideshow, and I can't deal with it.
Okay. What about games? What was your early start with games?
Atari.
Yeah. What, Centipede?
Atari.
Adventure?
Pong.
Pong, okay.
Pong, yeah.
Okay.
Then I remember when we got our first Nintendo and everything like that. But the biggest thing that was, no, this one's going to be the funny one. The biggest thing growing up in my household was wrestling.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
WWE. Well, it was WWF at that time, but yeah.
Yeah, World Wildlife Fund, yeah. Save the pandas.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, save the pandas, yeah.
Okay. For me... go on. Carry on.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say for you.
I particularly liked the movie I remember wanting to watch the most when I was little was the Disney, what was it? Not Peter Pan, Robin Hood, the one with the fox. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah, and that we had that recorded on VHS off the TV, but it was like half on one at the end of one VHS and then the other half at the beginning of the other. So there's a big bit missing in the middle, obviously, as my dad or mum like took one tape out and put the other one in.
Change the tape, yeah.
So I really enjoyed that film growing up. And then I guess my first like proper film was I wasn't 15, but it was a 15 Slack. I think I was only about 11 or 12. But my first actual VHS for me from the shop was The Blues Brothers, and I really liked that film. That was an amazing film.
Wasn't Red Dwarf?
Red Dwarf was TV show, not film. TV. That was
I know.
my show. Yeah, Red Dwarf.
I love Red Dwarf. It was amazing. Yes, I've seen Red Dwarf. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not the American version, the British version.
No, the British version. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Unfortunately, the later seasons of that, especially when they brought it back on Dave, was just. But the original ones of those were just gold, and I absolutely loved those. Books, obviously, I wasn't young when I started Harry Potter. I was probably in my mid-teens when I started reading Harry Potter, but I was totally hooked on it. I can't remember before that what I used to read, but I did used to read books sort of semi-regularly, not ever so regularly. And games, yeah, we had an Atari as well. We also had a ZX Spectrum, and I remember one of the games I really liked from that, as much as it would never load and it was very difficult, was called Rick Dangerous, and there was another one called North and South. And I didn't realize that was about the American Civil War. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about history back then, but it was just, they had a really cool tune, and you got to run along the top of a train, and then there was a train had come, and sometimes it'd give you money and sometimes it didn't. And I don't know, I enjoyed watching my brother play that, and I enjoyed like trying to play it, but not really knowing what I was doing. And on the Atari, we had Adventure, Pac-Man, Centipede. I think we might have had Space Invaders as well, and like this combat like compendium thing where you had like these tanks going around firing bullets, and some of them would, like, depending on the mode you would play, the bullets would like hit off the walls, and I can remember it now. Go bloom, 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 bloom. I don't know. So yeah, that was my early days, and we didn't get a Nintendo. We got a Mega Drive, or otherwise known in the States as a Sega Genesis. And I think the only game we had was we had Sonic the Hedgehog for a long time, and then I think eventually on that I got Streets of Rage and what was it, Road Rash, or was it one of the Road Rash games, the motorbike game? So that was sort of my childhood gaming, I guess, in a nutshell. Yeah. Next.
Stone Ostrich. How many hours does Foxy have in Starfield and Slack? Are you playing it? Answer for me? No.
According to the game didn't do it in hours. It was like in days and hours. So I think the game said I had about 50 hours in total, but then I did redo a lot, and I had a lot of crashes, so I had to go back and do stuff. Steam says I got about nearly 70. So not as long as I was hoping for. I was hoping to get into triple digits with the episodes, but yeah, a long time. Ori says, "Hey, podcast crew, me and my friends just opened a server and we removed Elytras to make more people do more work and make the server last longer. Do you ever remove something from the game to make it better or last longer? Sorry for the book. Keep up the good work." That wasn't a book, Ori. That was nice and short. I don't think we've ever done that, have we? Like removed something to intentionally delay things. We often have like a...
Now...
Oh, go on.
Well, I did that on the original Slackville. I banned Elytras from the overworld.
Oh, right, okay.
And I didn't allow Elytras in the overworld until the server had been up like a few months.
Okay.
So that's why we have like interconnected roads and railways and everything all around Slackville. I actually find it more appealing to do that, and I really wanted to do that with the start of the new season of Slackville, but we let it go for a week, and just too many people already. Most people can't play without that, you know.
Yeah.
So we didn't. Man, I could still ban it from the overworld.
On my Patreon servers, I always say, don't build community farms. Don't do it. I know everyone wants to share stuff and they like to work on things together, but if you open up community farms and everyone can just get what they want whenever they want without having to put any time and effort in, and it ruins the server economy. No one buys anything from the shops, and it just it accelerates the game, because you get one or two people that will just go build all the farms in a community area, and that just sort of takes it away from everybody else then. So that's one thing I would say. Don't do community farms. It might feel like you're doing the right thing and you're being nice to everyone and you're showing off, oh, look at this amazing farm I can build and you can all use it if you want. Don't do it. Build your own and then sell the stuff in the shop. Yep. You know, because it's good. And if everyone builds the same farm, it's good for competition. So that's what I would advise. And in this modded playthrough that I'm doing, this create mod, I have absolutely no intention at all of going to the end or getting Elytra, because I'm more interested in just learning what's in this mod and enjoying being in the game. And so far, I've only done one episode, but I travel for miles, and it's just good fun seeing what there is in the world without just skipping it out by flying over. So Yeah.
Episode 2, we have wings.
Yeah, probably. Okay, next.
Bird's up next and says, I have not done a bug report or looked for it, but has anyone found that when you are eating while walking upstairs slabs, you get stuck?
No.
No?
Nope.
No?
Okay. Not So Blue Sheep says, where's the best place to learn how to use mod from the ground up? Where's the best place to learn to make them? If you're talking about Java Edition, I wouldn't have the foggiest about making mods on Java Edition. I have no idea where you would go to learn that. I would suggest Google's probably your best friend on that one. In terms of how to use mods, well, you just sort of download them and put them into your game and hope that they work. There's a couple of different ways of doing it. CurseForge makes it nice and easy. CurseForge have got a downloader where you can just literally select any of their mods and add it to your game, and it'll either work or it won't work. Whereas I use something called Multi-MC, which allows you to have lots of different instances of Minecraft, and it's a little bit more manual approach, but I just feel like it gives you a bit more flexibility, in order to get things set up right. If you're talking about add-ons on Bedrock Edition rather than mods, then, well, to learn how to use them, Microsoft have got their own website, the Microsoft Learn portal, which has got a lot of information on it, and that's a good place to learn to make them as well. Other than that, there's a website called bedrock.dev, which is one I generally go to the most, and that's got pretty much the same information Microsoft has, but it's in a slightly easy to read format. Is it me next? It's you.
It's a me, Parenzo. Says, what type of mob would you like to see in this year's mob vote? Hostile, passive, golem, etc.
Jeez, I know your answer. You don't want to see one at all.
Yeah, I don't want no more mobs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
can we take away a mob?
I don't know. Birds. I'll tell you what, having birds in this modded playthrough, just this little hummingbird flying around, and the one that's the most annoying, seagulls, because they nick the food out of your inventory. I'm sure we'd all want to have those on in vanilla Minecraft, but no, just having birds flying around, it's nice being on hear a crow or a little bird, or just see something flying about. Quite like that. Won't mind a few birds. We got parrots.
We don't need another passive. Passives are pretty useless. We were offered golems before, and they keep getting shot down, so it'll probably be a hostile mob.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another protective mob, like a golem. It doesn't have to be a golem, but a protective mob that you can either build or capture and it'll work for you, like defending you. That would be kind of cool, like a new mob that does that. But yeah, I would like, if we were going to have a hostile mob, I would prefer it to be like a genuinely new one, not another zombie variant or another skeleton variant or a creeper variant or a spider variant. Like a genuinely new, interesting hostile mob would be quite cool. Umi-chan.
Yeah.
Oh, go on. Yeah. Sorry.
No. I was just agreeing. Yeah.
Umi-chan says, what's the one redstone contraption that you cannot play without? I guess that would be a redstone clock. I know it sounds simple, but you can't do many redstone contraptions without some form of clock.
Yeah, that sounds simple, but I'm gonna take it up a notch. And I'm gonna say there's two:
Trident killer
and a burnificator.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by the burnificator. Yeah,
auto droppers.
Yeah. Trident killers are pretty essential, really, for anything on Bedrock Edition. Yeah. But I think that is a redstone clock at the end of the day. So
it is.
You couldn't do that without a redstone clock. So
so is a burnificator. It's a redstone clock. So I mean,
yeah.
But I was just elaborating a little more detailed on it.
Yeah. So I think at its core, a redstone clock. But yeah, that can be used for lots of different things. Okay, next.
Xeon with, what is your favorite book genre?
Oh, geez. It depends. Totally depends. Like I'll quite happily read an autobiography of somebody that I'm interested in reading about, like I don't know, Richard Branson, Alan Sugar, Jeremy Clarkson, people like that. I find Chris Moyles, radio DJ. They're all really interesting people. Got interesting things to say in their books. I I like reading fantasy stuff, although I've never really gotten into that many other things. And I quite like I used to read when I was young. I can remember reading there was like a range of books in our library at school, like true crime, true horror, true this, true that, the other. The true horror ones were pretty good, and the true crime ones were pretty good, but I can't really remember any of the actual books. Roald Dahl, they're good books. Oh, you can't say that anymore. Yeah, I can. They were good books when I was little. They're still good books now. They might not be PC, but we can't forget our history. We're still entertaining. You can take the words out that's not acceptable anymore. They're still good books. Yeah, that's it really.
No, I've read. Oh God, I'm trying to think. Don't know. I guess it'd be more fantasy. I've read all the Southern Vampire Chronicles. I've read all the City of Bone books, City of Ash, all those. Um, Geez, the Vampire Diaries series. I've read that books. Anything to deal with vampires, werewolves, fantasy, aliens, alternate dimensions. I like, but I don't want nothing like Stephen King. Now I've read quite a few Stephen King books. There's a few of his I even actually like. But what I dislike about Stephen King is I don't need you to give me a 17-page description of there's a field and the grass was cut yesterday. Okay, I don't need 17 pages. I can imagine some of the details of what's going on in that scene. I don't need to know that there's a branch underneath a cow patty in the middle where a bird used to nest 5.5 years ago. Okay. I can think some crap up for myself. Just give me the basics. I don't need to know that when the wind blew, the 17th branch had a limb that snapped off and is now dangling every time that the wind blows at 0.2 miles per hour coming out of the southwest. I don't need that, you know.
He's creating a universe for you to be inside of, Slack. He's writing he's drawing that picture for you, so you don't have to do any work yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of waffle in Stephen King. Kind of it's a bit like watching one of my Minecraft videos. Total unnecessary waffle. Oh, jeez. Look at that stick. Yeah, that's an interesting stick. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I guess if I were to put it into a category, I like more young adult.
Right. Okay.
You know, because they're more to the story and leave a lot to your imagination versus the very descriptive of like Anne Rice or Stephen King, or there's a few others out there. But yeah, I don't need over detailed.
No,
I like to have some imagination myself.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Like what you know what one of the worst things ever is to be reading a series and then discover that there was a movie or a book made to it, and then you load that up and they get the characters all wrong.
Yeah.
You have them pictured in your head one way,
yeah,
and then when you see them on screen, you're just like, no.
Watching any film that you've read the book on is a bad film. Doesn't matter. See, I really enjoyed Harry Potter 1 and 2, the films, and then I decided to read all the books, and I didn't enjoy a single Harry Potter film after that. I'm like, what do you pick? It doesn't even make sense. You've missed out like half of the stuff. Fair enough, it's a long book. There's a lot to cover. They pick out the bits that's the most important, but some of them just didn't make any sense. Like, but that's not what happened. No, you've totally read that wrong. No. But we naturally interpret things in our own little way, because nobody can write perfectly. Or Stephen King potentially can give you the most colourful description of what's going on, but not everybody's got time to write all of that stuff and give you it down to the last detail. So, you do. And that's one of the wonderful things about reading is you do create this own world in your head, and you really do get transported there like no game or movie or TV show can do. And that's one of the wonders of reading, really. And I don't read enough. I really don't. I've got so many books on my bookshelf that I've bought that I'm ready to read, but I just haven't read because I never seem to find the time. But I can't wait to read them.
See, I don't like actually reading from the physical book. When I got into reading
audiobooks.
What? Yeah, I started with audiobooks because I was playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
We're talking back on the Xbox. And I would put on audiobook to listen to while I was playing because it didn't have no streaming services or nothing like that,
Yeah.
So I would listen to audiobooks, and it would eventually reach a point where I was like, okay, Minecraft, you got to shut up. This thing is not reading this fast enough to me. I need to read it.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
The last series that I did like that was when Netflix came out with season 1 of The Witcher. I watched it, I rewatched it, and then I purchased all the books.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I have no desire to watch any more in there because of just how much was different from reading the books versus the first season, and I was just like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah. See, I've listened to quite a few audiobooks, but my problem is they're so expensive. They're so expensive, and you don't get a preview. And if you don't get on with the person that's doing it, it ruins the book. And the last two that I listened to, I just found the reader horrendous. And I was like, there was one I listened to before that, and I really got involved with the story. And it wasn't a very good story, but the person that was reading it just made it really interesting. It's like, how do I find more books read by them? And I just couldn't find a good way of doing it. Like,
see, I use an old program, but go ahead. Sorry.
Audible used to be, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be part of Amazon. And when you had Amazon Prime, you used to, I'm sure you used to get a free book with Audible. But now it's like, no, Audible's a ridiculous amount of money per month, and you're limited with how many books you can listen to. It's like £10 a month, but you can only listen to 2 books.
With Amazon Prime over here, and you get 2 Audible books a month.
Still, do you?
Yep.
No, you don't hear. No, Audible's separate subscription, £10 a month, and I think you can listen to like 2 or 3 books a month. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't listen to it because you never know who you're going to get.
See, you're talking about never knowing who you're going to get. When I started listening to audiobooks, I was using a program called Microsoft Reader.
Oh, really? Oh, so you were downloading the ebook and then getting the computer to read it to you?
Converting.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So I can't stand to listen to an audiobook where it has a real person reading it. I will take the ebook and convert them. You can't even get Microsoft Reader unless you go to like old version.
Yeah, Microsoft Sam like was it or something like that, reading it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to get the book, convert it, use a converter online to convert it into the book format where the reader can read it, and then I'll have it play it because I can't
way.
Listen to anyone else. It just drives me nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah. I don't know if I could listen to a whole book like that. I used to do that when I had to write a lot, either for like the university or work or something like that. I'd often use that as a way to like judge the length of it, judge the tone of it, and I'd use that to read it out to me. But I don't think I could listen to a whole book like that. Jeez.
Oh, it's just Stream Lady talking all day.
Yeah, exactly. Monotone, no emotion, no. That last one I listened to that I enjoyed, the lady that read that, she did all the voices for the characters. It was wonderful. I really got into it. Like, everyone had a unique voice, and they all had a different like attitude and a dialect. Oh, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed that book. It's about spiders. It's about spiders. It was a space book that about like this. I can't remember what it was called, but basically this humans had gone off to like try and terraform other planets, and something had gone wrong, and this woman had been stuck in like this spaceship in hypersleep for years and years and years, and some like spiders had ended up being jettisoned down to the planet, like, and they'd all evolved, and they'd all been like, they've created these societies of spiders, and there was factions. And so one chapter would be all about the spiders and how they communicate and what they'd learned and like these things going on. And then the other one would be all about the ships and what was going on with the Earth and the planets and stuff like that. And it was really interesting how it, because they tied in really cleverly, like how what was going on with the spiders, like reflected what was going on with the humans and stuff. And then they realized that this woman in the sky in the spaceship, she woke up and then she's this god. And it's amazing. It was really good. It was rubber. It was boring, really boring book, but the way she did it, I really enjoyed it. So
interesting.
Okay, last question is from Borenzo saying, Foxy, on which season of TB did you build the large Deep Slate themed super smelter with the minecarts going all over? I want to make a smelter away on Slackville, but they can be so boring to look at. I want mine to look more interesting. That was season 3. No, it wasn't. It was in the mountains, season 4, last season. Quite early on. When I dug into the hill.
Good time.
Yeah. That's it, peeps. Questions is over, which means, unfortunately, it's just about the end of the podcast as usual. Oh no, if you want to ask a question, then you can do by filling out the feedback form on the website, theblockupdate.com, or joining our Discord. Links for both of those are in the description below. I would like to remind you all that we are supported by Patreon. If you've enjoyed this show, then you can help us by going to patreon.com/the block update, and we would thoroughly, truly appreciate it. What are you doing this week, Slack?
Typical videos, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Streams, I have no clue.
Mine's a bit higgledy-piggled at the moment. I would very much like to do streams, but I could have done this week, but I just couldn't get my head into doing it. So hopefully next week they're coming. Jeez. As usual, if you would like to get in touch for any reason, then fill out the feedback form or join our Discord and let us know. Now it's time to say the same thing that I say at the end of every single podcast, and that is that if you are going to join in the mob vote, then, you know, don't get upset if your mob doesn't get through. Everyone's allowed an opinion. Everyone's entitled to one. You don't have to convince people of yours, and they don't have to convince you of theirs. Just go in and vote, and then just don't expect to win, and you won't be disappointed.
Hashtag rigged.
Hashtag rigged.
Hashtag rigged.
There you go. Slack.
No.
That's it, bud. Job done.
Bye.
Bye.